Hello, students. I hope you all are doing well and you people are keep learning and doing progress in your life. So, this is the another video of the question answer of chapter 2 microorganisms friend info taken from class 8 science. Here, I'm going to explain some more questions taken from this chapter. So these questions are short answer questions type. First question is, name any two diseases caused by microorganisms in plants and animals. Okay, you have to answer the name of the diseases occur in plants and animals caused by the microorganisms. So as you know, the microorganisms which cause the disease, they are called pathogens. They are called pathogens. Disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens, and pathogens can cause the diseases plants in plants as well as in animals both, and as you know in human beings also. So the plant diseases, you can write citrus canker disease. Here you can see this disease occur in the plants which produce this um, acidic or savory fruits like lemon. Okay, and rust of wheat, another example, you can write rust of wheat. This is caused by the fungus. In animal disease, you can write anthrax occur in the cattle, and like you can see this cattle is suffering from anthrax, and I think this animal got died due to this disease. Second, animal disease, you can write foot and mouth diseases caused by virus. You can see this, the sore and blisters found on the mouth of animals. Now the next question is, mention any two uses of algae. Algae is a kind of microorganism which are autotrophic. They have green pigments. They can make their food by themselves. So what are the two uses? So we get a substance from the algae named as algine. This algine we take from the algae and it acts like a thickening agent for food processing. And from algae we can produce the plant fertilizers as well. Next question is, list the different methods of food preservation. So as you know, there are several methods by which we can preserve our food, like boiling, sun drying, dehydration, smoking, by using salts and sugar, by using oil, by using vinegar, and pasteurization. By boiling, the microorganisms can be killed. By sun drying, we do dehydration so that the microorganisms cannot grow. In dehydration, we dehydrate the food item by different methods so that the microorganism cannot grow in that food and we can prevent the spoiling. Smoking, by the smoking we can preserve the food items by using salt and sugar. We can inhibit the growth of microorganism, and by using oil, vinegar, like we use the oil in pickles to keep them safe from the microorganism for a longer duration. We use vinegar, and as you know, the very famous method of milk preservation, that is pasteurization, in which we boil the milk and then suddenly we chill it, cool it, and store it. Next is, what are the different shapes in which bacterial cells are found and what are these known as? The bacterial cells can be found in different shapes. So the main basic shapes are here. Okay, so this is the first is bacilli, which occurs in rod shaped. Okay, bacteria is found in rod shaped. The second is cocci, in which the shape of the bacteria is rounded, spherical, and And third one is vibri, in which the shape of the bacteria is in the form of comma, and spirilla is the shape of bacteria which occurs in the form of spring. Next question is, what are the different methods by which fungi can reproduce? So the fungus can reproduce by several methods. The two very common method is budding and spore formation. This is budding. uh, Yeast cell. Yeast is a type of fungus, and it develops buds like this, and this new bud can grow into a new uh, organism, and chains of bud can also be formed. Next method is spore formation, and they make a sporangium in which lots of circular spores are found, spherical spores are found. When these spores get the favorable condition, they grow into a new fungus. Next question is, how is food poisoning caused? The answer is, food poisoning, also called as food-borne illness, is the illness caused by eating contaminated food. Infectious organisms, including bacteria, viruses, and parasites, and their toxins, cause the food poisoning. When we intake the contaminated food, the food that are contaminated by these microorganisms, then it causes problems in our body, and that is called food poisoning. Like we can feel vomiting, nausea, dizziness, stomach pain, etc. Infectious organism or their toxins can contaminate food at any point of processing or production, and contamination can also occur at home if food is incorrectly handled or cooked. The contamination, the infection of the food by the microorganism can occur at any time, at any place, if we do not handle the food correctly. Advantages of food preservation. You have to write the advantages of food preservation. Why do we preserve the food? Because it reduces the food wastage. Reducing the food wastage. When we preserve the food, the waste of the food reduces. Okay. By preservation, we can maintain the availability of food supply, especially out of season, at every place. When we preserve the food, then we can make it available in the season when that food is not available. Increasing the storage period of food is tough. By preservation, we can increase the storage period for food stuff. We can use the food for a longer duration, and we can make up for a dietary inadequacies by preservation. Now, how can we prevent the following diseases? Cholera, typhoid, hepatitis A. What are the preventive measures we can use to escape from these diseases? So, cholera. If you want to prevent yourself from cholera, then you should prevent yourself from eating the exposed food. You should drink the boiled water, okay, and you should maintain the personal hygiene, and vaccination is another method to prevent this disease. Next, typhoid. If you want to save yourself from typhoid, then you should follow the good sanitary habit. You must keep yourself hygienic, and your habit must be good and you should follow the rules of sanitation and prevention of consumption of exposed food to flies, because flies are the vector of typhoid bacteria. That's why you must not eat the exposed food on which the flies are moving. You should drink the boiled water, and vaccination can also be done to prevent this disease. Hepatitis A. For preventing the hepatitis A vaccination is available, and you should drink the boiled water because the viruses of hepatitis B live in the water. If the water is contaminated with this virus, you can get this disease. So you should boil this water before drinking to save yourself from hepatitis A. So this cholera and typhoid are the bacterial disease, and this hepatitis is a viral disease. So these diseases are communicable disease, and to prevent these communicable disease, you must follow the good sanitation habit. Okay, there's the another question. While returning from the school, there was a child named as Bujo ate chaat from a street hawker. When he reached home, he felt ill and complained of stomach ache. What could be the reason? So there was a child named as Bujo. When he was returning from the school, he ate chaat from the street hawker, and after reaching the home, what did he feel? He felt ill and complained about the stomach ache. What is the reason of stomach ache? Could be, so the reason will be food poisoning, because that chart was exposed and it was opened, and it could be contaminated by the different kind of microorganism, and when that microorganism get into the body of Bujo with the chart, then that microorganisms caused the food poisoning, and because of that food poisoning, that Bujo uh, complained the stomach ache. Next and last question is, what will happen to puris and unused kneaded flour if they are left in the open for a day or two? Okay, there are some puris and some unused kneaded flour, and they both are left in the open for a day or two. What will happen in both the cases? So the unused kneaded flour, if left in warm conditions, gets infected by microbes which cause fermentation and spoil the flour. The microorganism will attack this unused kneaded flour, and they will perform fermentation and they will spoil the flour. And the puris would remain in relatively good condition. This is relatively good condition because they were deep fried and heated in heated oil that kills the microbes. The puris were deep fried, so the microbes were not there, so that puri can remain in good condition for a longer duration in comparison to the unused kneaded flour, because it was not it there is a possibility that it contains lots of microorganism, so it will be spoiled earlier than the puris. Now this is all for this video. I hope you have learned something, and this will help you in your revision for the upcoming exam. Till then, keep learning, keep shining, and believe in yourself. Thank you.